I make more money in a month than both of my parents combined in a year. I typically average around $40,000, $50,000 a month. I'm actually on track to do $100,000 this month. And it still just doesn't feel like enough. And
I'm not gonna lie, this sounds a little bit absurd. You got your car repossessed back in November. You want me to buy it back. You don't have a job. You're using the money that you got from an insurance payout to get the car back so you can get mobile and get a job, correct?
Learn to pause before you buy. If you still want it next week, it's most likely real. And if not, it was just dopamine.
You have people that are delusional. One person saying $50,000 is not enough, and another person getting their car repoed and trying to get it back with the only money that they have left with no job. We also have people that are going to talk to you guys about frugal living so you can live a better, happy, financial, prosperous life. Welcome back to the Purely MJ Show. My name is MJ. In this channel, we discuss financial literacy, avoiding debt, and how to make better financial decisions through other people's experiences. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm. With all that being said, I don't even want to say anything more. Let's get straight into it.
Me to go buy a car that you had repossessed from the auction to sell it back to you? Or are you just used to the car dealer?
Oh, hey, Yusuf. I had a 2018 Mercedes E400. It got repoed in November. From your videos, I remember that you go to the auctions and buy repo cars. And I wanted to know if you could possibly assist me with getting it back.
Why did it get repossessed? I'm sure you fell behind, but any particular reason?
I lost my job, so I fell behind on some payments for 7 months. Now I'm getting back to a good spot.
7 months is not some payments. Do you have a job right now?
I do not currently have a job right now.
Or do you have the money to pay for this car if I sell it back to you?
I just recently got a check from the insurance company for an accident I was involved in about 3 months ago. So I want to use that money to get my car back. And then, I can get a job and work on my payments and stuff.
I'm not going to lie, this sounds a little bit absurd. You got your car repossessed back in November. You want me to buy it back. You don't have a job. You're using the money that you got from an insurance payout to get the car back so you can get mobile and get a job, correct?
Correct.
You don't think that's a little bit backwards?
I'm just trying to think ahead. I said I'm actively applying to jobs. I need a car to get from point A to point B, so why not start by trying to get my car back?
How much were you paying a month for the Mercedes?
I was paying about $1,300 a month.
That is insane. Do you remember the specifics of the loan? What was your interest like and all that?
My interest was like 22%.
What's your credit score right now?
It was a 560, but since I'm working on building up, it's like a 590 right now.
You don't think you should take that insurance payout? Buy a cheap cash car, get your money up, find a job, take advantage of living at home with your mom, and then come back to me and like, Yusuf, you know what? I'm in a better position and we can get you into a different car with a lot cheaper payment.
No, not really. I value the cars that I drive, so my goal is to get that car back.
I think your priorities are all wrong. You don't think you're going to put yourself in a bad position? I'm just reminding you that if I buy it back, there's no chance you'll get approved for it. And even if you were approved for it, you're going to be still at a high interest loan paying over $1,000 a month for a car. You don't have a job, had a recent repossession.
I can have a job by the time we go through this whole process. Like I said, I'm actively applying.
I'm done. I can't listen to that no more. I felt like it was a punishment. It felt like I was being tortured just listening to this. But I wanted to share this with you guys so we can all get a better understanding and a shared interest on not to be like these people. Like the obsession with luxury to me is some sort of a spell. Like it's magic at this point. He mentioned it's absurd. I don't think it's absurd. I think this is just drunk behavior. This is what I mean by people literally are going to put themselves in a financial ruin, then later blame governments and inflation. Like we don't blame habits. We don't blame emotions. We don't blame, ourselves and take accountability and be responsible for this type of madness. 22%, she'll never pay that car off. The underlining factor on why these cars get repossessed is people cannot afford it. It's not the job. It's just you and your brain dead activities. Making money without critical thinking or financial literacy is like a bird without wings. Social media has heightened it, but I'm not going to blame social media because you should have some sort of boundaries and some sort of intelligence to combat that type of influence. Even if he buys that car back for her, she can't afford it. She's going to get a higher interest rate. There's no pay stubs. There's no checks. On top of that, why can't she just use the money that she has to get ahead? Use it as an emergency fund until she can get a job. In this economy, jobs are just non-existent. Getting hired is not what it used to be.
I make more money in a month than both of my parents combined in a year. I typically average around $40,000, $50,000 a month. I'm actually on track to do $100,000 this month. And it still just doesn't feel like enough. And before you hate in the comments, I just want to put this into perspective. So I grew up with nothing. All right.
Let's give her a chance. Let's give her a chance. Like, let her land. I know we're all angry. Right? Comment down below what she just said does not bother you. Let's keep going. Let her land. Let's go back a little bit.
This into perspective. So I grew up with nothing. All right. On and off food stamps, electricity shut off. I'm not going to give you a whole sob story, but that was the life. And I try to help out everybody around me as much as possible, given they are willing to help themselves. But in order to really achieve my max goal, which is what I want to do, give back to as many people as possible, help everybody around me, and get to the life that I want to get to, it's going to take way more than $50,000 to $100,000 a month. Now, getting to 100 consistently will definitely put me closer to where I want. But the more that I surround myself with people who are winning, the more I surround myself with people who are doing much better than I am, and I'm not just the biggest fish in the sea. And I'm surrounded by people who are making $5,000 to $7,000 a month, right? And then when I'm at 50, it's like, holy shit, I'm doing great. I don't want to be around those type of people. I want to be around people who make me look small, right? Who I need to learn from. And when I start to realize that, it's like, this is a dragon that unfortunately you're always going to be chasing. You're never probably going to catch up to. But for the life that I want, to set myself up for success, I need way more than $50,000 a month. And if I only hit 50, my month feels like garbage. And I'm on track, like I said, to do 100 this month, probably even higher. I will do even higher, so you have to catch myself in the moment. But still, just doesn't feel like enough.
Excuse me? What type of garbage did we listen to? What type of this, like the Beamers and the Mercedes-Benz buyers, different type of delusion. This is mental illness at this point. $50,000 a month to 100, and you're sitting here telling me that that's not enough? Sis, people make that in a year. People with kids are struggling, and you have the audacity. Like, this is the type of greed that just angers the crap out of me. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? 50K, even 100K, 150K will never be enough with this type of mentality. She did say one thing that I like. I want to surround myself with people that are making more money than me. It's like, if she stated it in a way where it was like this: hey guys, I make $50,000 a month to $100,000. That's what I average, right? And I want to make more, and I think I have that capability of making more. That's a different thing. But to say 50K is not enough to sustain myself, huh? Like, you're making $600,000 a year. If you make 300K, you're in the top 2% of earners, or even top 1%. Honestly, what am I saying? 2%, 1%. It just seems to me that like she's just comparing her life to the people that are making way more than her. And that's going to always make it hate the type of business she's in, or she's going to ruin the blessing that she's honestly being blessed with right now, because she's just not grateful. And part of happiness is not even the money you make. It's just being content with whatever you make and learning to manage that, because she's going to keep seeking dopamine hits. If she makes 200K, she wants 500K. If she wants 500K, she wants $1 million. Like, she's surrounded by other people that make more than her, which then leads to jealousy and envy. And then that becomes this toxic competition. Like, this lady's in a blessed situation. I'm just, this generation of social media babies, or Gen Z and the millennials, to me, are going to be by far the most unhappiest generation with this type of mentality. Like, get this. I don't even want to say anything more. I'm just angry. Like,
husband and I have a net worth of over $2 million, and here are 5 frugal habits of our millionaire family. We live well below our means because we prefer to buy freedom rather than stuff. And just because we can afford something doesn't mean we need to buy it. And our goal is financial freedom, so we always strive to have a high savings rate, and it has ranged anywhere between 50 to 80% over the last handful of years. And because we have a values-based budget, we spend money on what truly brings us joy, like new experiences, traveling, and our loved ones. And we cut back significantly on things that don't matter as much to us, like cars, clothes, and status symbols. And for almost the last decade now, my husband and I have had a monthly budget check-in to review what we spent the month prior, as well as plan for the month ahead. This keeps us on the same page and helps us spend our money intentionally. And we stick with a simple investing strategy, which is investing consistently every month into low-cost index funds. And we have been doing this for almost a decade now, and it is one of the reasons we were able to build the wealth that we.
This is everything that I preach, right? Living below your means, frugal, doing all the boring things. Like, success is honestly conditional and subjective. It can mean so many things to each person, right? But when it comes to financial success, it all has habits. Living below your means, like they're doing, right? Not following status symbols, cooking at home. You guys see it? Driving cars that are older and reliable. It's just doing all the boring things compounds into this prosperous life that you're going to be happy with. They're not in the business of comparing themselves to anybody. You would look at them and not even think they're millionaires. And that's the goal. When you are spending time for money, your goal is to buy back that time with the decisions you make, with the money you make. But if you don't, you're constantly going to be at an age where you're tired, more stressed out, more burnt out, and you're going to be looking at 60, 70, and you don't even understand why you're not retired, or you don't even have $10,000 saved. Do all the boring things. That's how you get ahead. That 50K comment from that other girl that was making 50K a month saying that's not sustainable, yo, it put me in a bad situation. We have another video that's going to just try to tell y'all like how to really do things.
There are some financial lessons and tips your parents probably never taught you, but you need them. 1. If you can't buy it multiple times, you can't afford it. Not once, not barely, multiple times. If your purchase stresses you out or empties your account, it's probably a liability, not a flex. 2nd, money isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Most people increase their lifestyle when they increase their income, and that's why they stay broke at entry level. 3rd, your 20s are not for flexing, they are for building. You don't need the nicest car. You don't need luxury clothes every weekend. You need skills, discipline, and capital. 4th, separate wants from impulses. Most purchases aren't wants, they're emotional reactions. Learn to pause before you buy. If you still want it next week, it's most likely real, and if not, it was just dopamine. 5th, your income grows when you do. Not with luck, not with scrolling, not with wishing. Your financial ceiling will always match your skill set. 6, invest early, even if it's small. $20 a week at 20 beats $200 a week at 35. Time multiplies more than money does. And lastly, learn how money works before you chase it. Inflation, interest, assets, taxes, investing, compounding. You can't win a game that you don't understand. And most people are financially lost, not because they're lazy, but because nobody taught them the basics. And social media won't save you, but discipline will. And so financial freedom is not about luck. It's habits, knowledge, and patience stacked daily.
Everything he said is something your parents should have taught you, but they didn't. Because your parents, let's be real, majority of our parents are playing the same game that everybody else is playing. You need to learn how to pause. You need to learn how to understand the financial language. And the reason why he also mentioned lifestyle inflation, it is so true, and I could see it, is that you have people, and we reacted to people on this channel that have said that they make the most money that they've ever made. And me and my husband both make 6 figures, and we're still broke. We had somebody that literally said 50K is not enough. I'm going to tell you why those people are broke. It is because of lifestyle inflation. Somebody that's making $100,000 feels as broke as somebody that makes 50K is because just one simple answer, and that's lifestyle inflation. When you make more, or you get a bonus, or you get a promotion, or you get this new job, or you get commission checks, you start to bump up your life. You get a new car, a new apartment. You start taking these vacations. Everything becomes luxury. We slap it on the card. Learning to pause, not chasing dopamine hits, not chasing, status symbols is something that you should now, if you're watching this video and have been doing that, Now time to wake up. Because your life starts to structure at 30. As you grow, you start to look at life as like, you know what, I'm getting older. There's that realization that, hey, I don't have the much energy I used to have. I'm not that young anymore. You don't want to get to that position where you have to ask those questions at an older age. So now when you're young, you have to do these things. Read a book, right? If Warren Buffett still has that same house he bought in Nebraska in the 50s and still drives that same Cadillac, you understand that people are delusional and people are just naturally just brain dead. He said that my life's decisions is kind of like compounding interest. It's because decisions and habits is what compounds into either you live a good life or you live a bad life. So I'm going to end it here. This was a great video. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys' thoughts and opinions are down below. You know what I mean? I'm going to try to stay super consistent. And all I ask for you guys, which is free, is your support and your interactions and engagement. Peace.